Developing these personal learner traits will ensure you are successful no matter what career path you choose. It all starts here at Vestal High School. Looking at the mission statement of the IB, we see words like active, compassionate, inquiring, knowledgeable, caring young people who help to create a better, more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect, and who understand that other people, with their differences, can also be right. Think about what your actions show others about who you are, what you value. How can you connect to our school community and connect to the global world beyond? These two mission statements contribute to specific goals that focus on growth, achievement, and connection for all. Throughout the next 4 years here at Vestal High School, you will be challenged to meet ever-increasing standards of excellence in preparation for participation in a global society. We will provide you supports, as many as possible, to ensure that you are learning, growing, and achieving each year. Finally, we hope that you embrace spirit and pride in the Vestal schools. Our expectations are that you communicate with staff to ensure there is a connection beyond academics. That is what being a Golden Bear is all about. There are many awards that symbolize 4 years of hard work ahead. Honor tassels, cords, academic pins. Those are all ways that we celebrate excellence across areas of study, including the arts, technical education, and traditional academics. You can see some of our graduates in this photo, all the regalia that they have. You will connect with excellent teachers who will challenge you, support you, encourage you, and when you reach your goals, celebrate you. If you have not already done so, you should read the course description guide and revisit it each year to examine what you want to achieve by grades 11 and 12. Craft a plan to enroll in courses, join clubs, seek leadership opportunities, try out for athletic teams, compete musically, or discover your personal passion. What all students need to know: the photos of graduation are a culmination of effort, persistence, and commitment over 4 years. It all starts now. Every day, set a goal to be present and engaged in your classes. This means being on time and prepared homework and materials every day. It means participating in activities, discussions, and group work. It means studying for quizzes and exams to demonstrate mastery over the content and concepts. It also means asking for help when you don't understand or don't know how to prepare for an assessment. It means taking the initiative to talk one-on-one with your teacher to develop a relationship and take responsibility for your action when you make mistakes. Starting at high school can mean redefining friendships, going to dances and pep rallies, joining the den, and hopefully soon we will be back into full swing with all of those activities, with all of you enjoying them. But your number one job while you're here is to be a student, to apply yourself to your studies daily and balance the demands of your courses with your social time. Each student is unique and can learn. Here are the IB course offerings you can choose from. Setting yourself up for success begins by having a goal in mind and working right now towards the successful prerequisites in order to take advantage of these courses. We also offer advanced placement courses. Project Lead the Way are pre-engineering courses, which we also offer, and students can begin taking those in 9th grade. Demonstrate mastery and earn college credit through the Rochester Institute of Technology. Many students graduate from Vestal and attend SUNY Broome. Students can also earn credit through the Fast Forward program in these courses while attending the classes here at SUNY Broome. And a new offering is a partnership with SUNY Oswego for our highest level of German. Students who are ready for an internship approach in a focused field like education, business, the law, healthcare might apply for the New Visions program and earn college credit through SUNY Broome and Syracuse University. Those are highly competitive programs and require success for the 3 years prior to those applications. Many students explore career and technical education, such as heavy equipment repair and operation, or culinary arts, and graduate with a certification that qualifies them highly for the world of work. One change that went into effect with the class of 2025 and beyond is grade weighting and calculations for class rank. For the class of 2025 and beyond, students will be ranked including all high school courses through the first semester of their senior year. Academic courses will have no additional weight. Honors and pre-IB courses will be weighted at 1.0. And AP, IB, and Project Lead the Way will be weighted at 1.10. Our goal is for you to enroll in the most rigorous and challenging courses in which you can be successful. And that will look different for each. I am looking forward to celebrating your successes for the next 4 years and providing supports when they are needed. Now, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Smith, who will introduce the members of the Counseling and Guidance Office and share some information about student schedules and other resources available through the Counseling and Guidance Office.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here this morning. We're excited to have you back. You'll notice that we've been working really hard this summer to renovate some spaces, make everything look nice for everyone today, so we appreciate you taking time. So I'd like to introduce the Counseling and Guidance staff. For those of you who were here for January orientation, we have changed both the staff and the letters of the alphabet a little bit. So your student will know who their counselor is once they get their schedule later this week. So I'd like to introduce first Mrs. Catherine Yezi. She is coming up to us from the Vestal Middle School, so she can get familiar. We have Mrs. Leanne Schneider, who is returning to us again this year. Next to her is Katie Jablinowski. Then we have Miss Rebecca Martino. Miss Tamara Pindikian is our school psychologist, and she can't be here today, but she is an additional resource in our office, as well as a new social worker who will be joining us hopefully after the next board meeting. So we're excited to provide a lot of additional support in our office in addition to the team up here. So any students or families who have questions or concerns can feel free to stop and see us or the administration. So you may remember the course description guidebook that Mrs. Young was just referring to. There's a lot of information in there, and we're all here to make it to that graduation for 4 years. So in order to do that, there are certain requirements that students need to have. That's going to be at least 22 credits towards graduation. They're going to need to pass certain courses and certain exams. As you heard Mrs. Young talk previously, there are many different paths towards graduation. I am certain that each single one of you here in this room will be taking a different path to get to that goal, whether it's through the BOCES educations, the IB or AP curriculum, some new visions courses. Your path is going to look different than the person sitting next to you, and that's okay. We enjoy celebrating those differences, and students will be successful and they will find their passion along the way. When you start off in ninth grade, there's not a ton of options and electives that you can take. One of the varying differences is in art or music or technology, and that's where you can begin to develop some of those other interests that you may have. As you reach 10th through 12th grade, lots of doors open up. So as long as you keep that course description guidebook handy, you can start charting that path. And counselors will meet with your student every single year to make sure that they are on track for graduation. As we know, the state has changed graduation requirements consistently every year, and so that is our responsibility to help you and your child stay directed towards that future goal. This is a typical ninth grade schedule. This is what your student can expect to receive later this morning. The first thing that's probably glaring at you is 2 lunches. That does not mean this particular student has 2 lunches. If you look closely, it says S1 and S2, so that's semester 1 and semester 2. For some students, they may not have lunch consistently the same period all year long, so it is on that schedule. So this particular student has a path of trying some pre-IB courses along with art, math. If you're in algebra here at the high school, you're going to notice that every single student in algebra is also in what's called an algebra lab. It is a piece of that course. It's not something additional that they had to sign up for or that they were recommended for. It's just part of that class. We have had success with students being in lab every other day towards that ultimate entrance exam. So we are continuing with that path here. If your student is going into geometry SP, they will not have a schedule. So scheduling, that's all everybody's here. They don't really care what we have to say up here first. They just want their schedule and who they're having lunch with, right? So, we know. We've been working all summer. So as I said in January, lunch requests will not be honored, and students may not adjust their classes to get specific teachers. We have a large incoming class this year, as well as large incoming students from other districts transferring in. And so it's just not possible for us to accommodate every single request to come in to have a lunch with somebody. Part of the path and growing and exploring who you are is getting out and meeting new people. So if you have a 6-period lunch, but your best friend, that's okay. There's probably 100 other kids who have 6th period and they're interested in getting to know other people as well. So it may be scary and you may be panicked a little bit, but don't worry. There's lots of people in all of your classes. They're all in the same boat that you are, and they're looking to be new friends. So you'll know this is a continuation from the middle school that counselors and our social worker are here to provide different levels of support. We do have the academic and career and social emotional support. We will be going into classrooms for 9th grade. We'll talk about scheduling. We'll talk about career opportunity. We offer different field trips throughout the 4 years through our office. So that information will be coming to students continually. They'll have opportunity for their own mental wellness and health through our department as well. So counseling and guidance does have a Google Classroom. For some of you, you may have been in it at the middle school, and we took the middle school's Google Classroom and we tried to make sure that everybody is in there. If you are not in the Google Classroom, the code is up here. You can feel free to screenshot it, write it down. We do put a lot of information out in our Google Classroom. It is a very, very valuable resource. However, with that being said, we have the distinct pleasure of transferring and moving in the direction of a new program called School Links, which we're going to be rolling out this school year for all students grades 9 and 12. So eventually we will be making the counseling Google Classrooms, and you'll be receiving School Links as we move on. But basically, School Links will be able to help you students track the activities that they've participated in. They'll be able to do college and career research, scholarship information, and ultimately have a career plan in place when they graduate that they can apply to colleges with or job employment. So when you walked in the front lobby, every student or parent should have received a tip for success from our office. If you haven't gotten one, the table will be out there all morning. This is a handy tool because as students are coming, many of you, it's your first time having a high schooler. How many folks, can you raise your hand? First time having a ninth grader? Quite a few of you. Okay, so it's scary, right? No, you're good? You're ready to send them? That's good to hear. For some folks, it's scary and you don't know what to expect. And we want to make sure that students and parents are set up in the right direction. So on the handy tips, we've got things like learn the school. So every student, whether you're a ninth grade or a transfer student, is going to be assigned a mentor, and you're going to get a chance to meet with that mentor today. For those students who are sitting here, you're going to probably think it's hokey and I don't need a mentor and I'll figure it out with my friends. But really embrace the upper class student that's here to help you. They are so excited to be here today and welcome all the new students that they're going to be a great resource throughout the next couple of weeks, but also throughout the year. And again, many different friendships are formed throughout that year. Prioritize your mental wellness. That's really important because as you're adjusting to the high school, there's going to be new demands put on you, whether it's the increase in homework, whether it's an increase of sporting activities or clubs activities. You're going to be challenging yourself to balance your time. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, again, we have the entire counseling staff here as well as the administrators that can help you with that. Do you need help balancing your schedule? When do I study? When do I sleep? When do I put my cell phone down and go to bed? When do I not look at Snapchat? Those types of things. Social media, guys, listen. Social media plays a huge role here at the high school, and we've really tried to put a squash on that. So again, if you're needing help trying to navigate all of these new things, please come and let us know. Mrs. Young also talked about challenging yourself. For some of you, that might be trying a higher level course for the first time. And for some of you, it might be doing a different activity for the first time. I know a lot of students like to come here and try art club because they do a lot of cool painting. You don't have to be great at painting or tea club or student government. Something that necessarily they didn't in the middle school. Stay true to your values. This is really hard to do as a ninth grader and for ninth grade families. Your students are growing, they're learning, they're going to test the boundaries. They're going to want to go out, they're going to want to hang out with their new friends, they're going to go to a party or stay out late at the football game. Talk about those types of situations as your family unit to figure out what's best for your students. Know that they're going to stumble and fall and make mistakes, and us as a community, whether that's the individual family unit, our school community, we're here to help you in make that path and make those challenges a little bit easier. So feel free to reach out. And again, build relationships with teachers and staff. Mrs. Young talked about that a little bit more. And you saw in some of the graduation photos, there's staff in those graduations. Those are the people that your students are going to be spending the majority of their time with here. The staff and teachers will be writing letters of recommendation. They're going to be coming to sporting events or activities. They're going to be walking with your student at graduation. So your student and you should embrace the staff that's here because, again, they're another unit that can help provide support along the way. And most importantly, stay organized. Coming to high school can be a little bit of a shamble of how do I keep things organized? Do I use my locker? Do I not use my locker? You'll notice here at the high school that students do carry everything in their backpack. It's not necessarily what I recommend, but every single person has a backpack all day long. Maybe use your locker, put some things in your locker, keep your notebooks organized. You're going to need a binder for social studies. Maybe your binder is the same color as the folder that you're going to use. If you stay organized, it makes that process that much more throughout the school year and then top of deadlines. All of the classes will use Google Classroom for assignments and schedules, so that is another way that you can stay organized if you check your Google Classroom. So parents, make sure you're asking your kids for their username and password so that you can get into their Google Classroom, because as parents, if you sign up for the information, you can only get a summary going on. You don't get all the nitty gritty. So as parents, you have the right to ask your student for their username. Schedules will be handed out today, and then they will also be online starting on Friday. So you have a few days before school starts to organize that information, to get your binders. A lot of parents are looking for supply lists and don't have that at ninth grade. Each teacher will tell you what you need, but I can tell you notebooks for every class, a binder for studies, pens, and a calculator. We do have some calculators here for students who need them, but you'll get that information. Now I'd like to turn it over to Mrs. Bittler, one of our assistant principals.
Nice. I too just would like to welcome you today. Thank you for the information. Let us greet your new students here tonight. Just thank you for coming, and we hope. Okay, so now I get to go over some nitty gritty stuff. Okay, so I'll try to make it as fun and quick. So personal device use. We have a power off attention district initiative that your students are very familiar with. It's our expectation classes power off, and we have provided boxes, pencils, different types of storage units in classrooms for students to store their devices securely during classes so that they can focus on. Posters are displayed throughout the building and in classrooms that clearly state this expectation, that respectful use is allowed, power off attention. Cell phone use is not permitted in Chromebooks. As mentioned earlier, students will receive their issued school Chromebook today as a part of today's orientation. Students should have their signed user agreements with them, and as stated earlier, if you bring one, one will be. Be sure to keep all the labels attached to your school devices, as it makes it easier to collect and manage them throughout the year. Please remember to treat these devices. But if you experience any technical difficulties school year, you can call the help desk service number, which is provided, or bring your Chromebook. During your orientation today, all students will receive a new ID and a Vestal lanyard. Students must wear their ID badges at all times while in the building, entering the building. This is a safety expectation for all to keep our students and our staff safe here in the building. ID cards will be used in the library as well. This is a great practice for students to become accustomed to. Professions in college require students to wear student IDs, to wear ID badges as well. There are great discounts out in the community for your ID. We are an open campus for lunch, which means students are permitted to leave campus and walk to restaurants nearby during their scheduled lunch period. During your scheduled lunch period, which is 5, 6, or 7. This is a privilege, and it's only during that lunch period. We regularly get cell phone calls, notes from community members who praise our students for being polite and respectful. This is a good reminder that when you leave the campus for lunch, that you are Vestal High School ambassador. You represent our school and our community, and what you do reflects on all of us. So we expect that you continue to make us proud even when you exit the cafeteria will also provide meals every day when school is in session. A student breakfast costs $1.90 and a student lunch costs $3. Please use the district website to see more information to apply for free or reduced lunch, and a link will be available in this presentation posted to the school website after the event. So the entrance hallway etiquette. You'll notice that our atrium where you entered is our single point of entry. We are a one entrance for building. Students should never allow other individual entry to the building through any other exterior doors. Students will show their ID as well as scan when they re-enter the building. And you'll actually practice that in the library today. When you pick up your student ID, we have this set up so you'll scan to make sure that your ID works. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our Dean of Students, Andrea Miller, to speak of the importance of student.
Good morning. High school carries with it freedom. Also carries farewell. It is important, present, on time, every class. It is critical to your success to be present. New York State Department of Education, a couple of years back, they all school districts across New York State responsible for tracking attendance. As you probably know, is tracked period by period. It doesn't matter whether it's a study hall, a math class, a social studies class, physical education. The expectation is that you will be present and on time for each of those classes. Parents, if your student skips a class, misses a class for some particular reason or not, you will get a call in the evening reporting to you that your student was not present for whatever class period it was. Accept those calls and take them seriously. Sometimes there are reasons that students miss classes and the attendance has not been correctly updated. But as I said, high school carries with it responsibility. And you are responsible to be in each and every one of your classes on time. No student should leave the building without signing out through the attendance office. If you come in the morning with a note that you have an appointment, please present it to one of the attendance clerks. The attendance clerk will give you a slip to give to your classroom teacher so that you that period. You also must exit through the atrium and sign out. Parents, if you forget to give your student a note, you are more than welcome to call in, speak with one of the attendance clerks, and they will provide that information to you on time. Please don't just not do anything. As I said, we are responsible for tracking period by period attendance. Sometimes you're in a hurry, can't provide the note. It is never too late to write a note, provide that note, or make that phone. Students, having that open campus and being able to go out to lunch is a freedom. It is very common in the first couple of weeks that you misjudge your time and get back to class late. There are two things that happen. One, some students, because they're embarrassed that they're coming back in late, just don't come back. And will hang out someplace. Please don't do that. You're allowed to make mistakes. And until you get used to the routine here, you may misjudge your time. It'll be a different conversation if you're misjudging your time in February or March. But we allow for you to get used to the routine. Parents, I want to encourage you, if you have not done so already, to sign up for the parent portal. There is a scan code
that will be provided. You are also welcome to stop into the main office, but you will be able to access your student schedule, see their attendance, your their grades. It is an essential tool for parents to be able to utilize to keep on top. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Cordisco.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller. Again, as she said, two of the last slides that we had in the presentation QR codes, one specifically for Parent Portal. So we are going to ask parents after we dismiss students just to stick around for a minute just to use the QR codes if it's an easier way to see them. The second QR code will be to get your student's cell phone information as another form of contact. So as well as activating Parent Portal to help assist and monitor your student's progress, we encourage you to take advantage of our social media presence. With so many diverse clubs and organizations, we ask you to follow the official Facebook page, the VHS Instagram account, and to YouTube. For instance, today's presentation will be uploaded, so if there is information that you need to go back to, that will be available as well. Secondly, we also have a variety of modes of communication that we use to interact with families. You've already heard, as Ms. Smith talked a little bit about with Google Classroom, primarily for teachers or for parents to then try to be part of that, monitor what's going on with the student in the Outlook is our main mail system that we use to send out messages, mail as well as School Messenger. Those typically will come from the building principal. Otherwise, we just use Outlook for our ordinary day-to-day mail. And as well as Remind. Mrs. Young really will utilize Remind to try to send out mass messages. So if there's an update or if there's something important to let people know about, it tends to be a very quick, easy way to access information as well. So now it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Student Government President, Ian Chung, for a brief message to our student population.
Thank you, Mr. Cordisco, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the high school. My name is Ian Chung. I'm the Student Government President for this year, and the other officers on our great team, we have Vice President Nick Picheni, Treasurer Pooja Venkatesh, and Secretary Gia Parikh. Now, student government meets every 2 weeks to work on various aspects of student life. That ranges from leadership opportunities and fundraisers to events like Homecoming, the KB Dance, and the Talent Fest. I highly encourage you to get involved in student government because your voice will have an impact on those important parts of your high school experience. But even if you're unable to join, feel free to reach out to me or anyone else on the team here. We're always open to hearing your suggestions and ideas. Now, if student government doesn't sound like your thing, Vestal has dozens of student organizations that you can consider. I saw everyone received a white handout this morning, and you can take your time to peruse through that. If you're a high-powered math and science person, look at Mathletes or Science Olympiad for some competition. You dream of being an investigative reporter that uncovers government corruption, get into Fairfax and join the student newspaper. If you want to learn professional skills for college and boost your resume for your career, join FBLA. It's the Future Business Leaders of America. There's a club for almost every interest here. And getting involved is not only a great way to learn more about a topic, it's also a great way to meet people and make some new friends. And even if you're not sure what you're really interested in, those clubs are open to everyone. And you have nothing to lose by attending a meeting and seeing what it's all about. So here are some examples of our student organizations in action. We've got the highly popular Talent Fest, some fundraisers, and a lot more going on. People are going to tell you this a lot, I'm sure your parents will as well, but high school goes by very fast, and you only get to live through it once. So please look into clubs and organizations, get involved, reach out, and make the most of your time here. Have a great rest of your orientation.
To go back to this previous slide, just so that people are aware, right outside the assistant principal's office is a billboard that our secretary work on to really just display some representation of the clubs that we So students, even on your walking of your schedules today, make sure you stop by, look at the visual board, but there was also the booklet provided today that does list all. So thank you again, Mr. Chung. As you heard in Mr. Chung's speech, there are just many opportunities involved in our school community. We really strongly encourage, though, get involved now. It really helps get involved early as you then move to your high school year to see what other opportunities will open 10th grader, 11th grader, or even senior. So at this time, I would also like to introduce our next speaker, Miss Amy McDonald, president of our Vestal High School Parent-Teacher Organization.
Good morning. On behalf of the Vestal High School PTO, I want to welcome both the students and parents to the class of 2027. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amy McDonald. I'm the president of the PTO here and also a proud mom. My daughter Jordan is a junior this year, and I have two older daughters who have graduated already, one of whom is studying in London this semester, and my oldest who will be student teaching in Vestal this fall. I'm full circle. And as a mother of those two college students, I can tell you that they both felt well prepared for college thanks to the amazing teachers and staff at the high school. Both students, my advice to you is to enjoy each moment and get involved. To parents, you will find out that pretty much every club, every community project is run by the amazing students here at the high school. So the opportunities for parents are a little bit more limited to get involved than at the elementary and middle school levels. And I encourage you to take advantage of every opportunity that you can. First, I invite you to join us at our monthly PTO meeting. We meet the second Wednesday of every month. Our first meeting is September 13th at 6 o'clock. We meet here in room 181. Mrs. Young is always there, as well as our Board of Education liaison and our student resource officer. And you have a chance to ask them questions and hear what they have to share. And you can hear about upcoming events and as you will soon find out, you hear even less from your high school than you did your middle school. So I encourage you to come and at least one meeting. I do my best. They're always less than an hour. I know we're all busy, so time is valuable. One event that the PTO sponsors every year is our annual blood drive with the American Red Cross. Our students, you can donate blood, and our students do an amazing job. There have been past drives where we've collected up to 93 blood. We are one of the top schools in the region for donating blood, and we always need volunteers to help out with that, with registration, with sign-up, the canteen. So once it gets closer, a sign-up will go out to ask for volunteers. And whether meeting volunteering are your thing or not, I know they're not everybody. I do ask you to join our PTO. Your membership help us on scholarship, award mini grants to our teachers staff here, and to help out in any way. Once this presentation is over, my fearless secretary, Marla French, and I will be in the cafeteria with some and accepting membership forms and to answer any questions I have. Starting my 8th year as a parent here at the school, so if I don't know the answer, I certainly point in the right direction.
Thank you, Ms. McDonald. That again, there will be some available for parents to go and go as well. Next, I would like to introduce Kayla Fetish for a few brief words. We are very excited to be welcoming back our Visions branch to the and Ms. Fetish has been working with our students and that's for them to serve and for the community. So I'd like to welcome Kayla Fetish.
Good morning, everyone. My name is meaningful. So I'm sure some of you are wondering why credit union. What is the purpose of this? So right outside of these doors, we actually have a micro branch. School students, staff. And it is student ran. We have an internship here that allows students, once they enter grade, to be students. What this does is working it allows them to not only good, but numerous these opportunities of summer program. So prior to school starting, they go through this challenges, interview, they learn how to make career readiness, financial literacy. So during my interns school setting, we then reach out to all of you inside of the high school. So being here, we tried to really collectively everyone reach out to clubs, sporting events, clubs. You'll find me in the hallway. I will have a bunch of different activities set up, and I really love have fun, create a welcoming environment. It's important right now. Right now, being a student life, there are multiple. You're being used to driving. I have to start planning college soon. What do I want to do? And that's kind of where I come into play. I am here of credit, how to budget. Why should I? For all of your parents, as I'm a parent myself, and when you tell your kids this. So coming into high school, you start saving your money now, learning about credit and budgeting and how to be successful after high school. I guarantee you, even parents will say, I know how back then I would be. And that's what I am here to do. I want to guys up for success. I want to give you guys the now so you look back and not regret and so a list up here is just a few of the things that we completed in last year. So I'm at a lot of dances, like I said, sports events. We participate in a lot of happen throughout the school. The Bear Den is one of my favorite things to participate in, and I'm sure a lot of you will be. So we have a lot of, as I mentioned, our intern. New this year, we are going. What Vestal Ventures is open up opportunities, but for any student that would be. What Vestal Ventures is going to combine financial literacy with. So throughout the entire year, students are going to have the chance to have plus volunteer hours within our community. My idea is to have this also student ran with my guidance. So they're going to be the ones to choose how we're going, what the reason. So this is going to help any students that are in government class that needs community. You'll be able to join that also. At any time, please your guidance counselors, they know where I am. I'm closely with them, and you guys could come and parents as well if you have questions. How should they start budgeting? How can I give them a debit card? Reach out to me. Email me at any time. Also give
Students can also meet the seal of civic readiness requirement by doing the Festival Ventures program, so that's a really big deal. I know previous speakers just talked about the opportunities that are inside of the school, and absolutely take it with you. When you go to write your college resume, you need to have things down, go out of your comfort zone, reach out, talk to people you normally don't talk to, and that's where I'm also here to happen. You will see some of my interns. They are actually in the back of the auditorium, but they kind of help you guys. Visions does have some flag items. Everybody to meet me and meet my interns. So feel free to talk to any guys, and they're great kids, very welcoming. Out with them. And I look forward to another year here at Best.
So before we conclude, we are getting close to the very end here. We do have some words from some of our mentors that will be working with your students this morning. And as Ms. Fetish just said, she will actually be stationed in the day with a variety of games to interact with each other and play. And as you mentioned, always come prepared with some items. So I'm going to turn it over real quick to our mentors to give a message to everybody before we close, and then we'll start dismissing shortly.
Morning. President Dawkins. Today, like practice your mentor will continue. Searching last questions about it as
Hello, everyone. My job is to explain what it means. What it means. First, the mentors, that's us, are all volunteered for this. We had to fill out an application. We're not chosen because of our grades, but just based on willingness to be friendly. So we have all kinds of kids as mentors. Hopefully you'll be matched with someone who shares common interests, because we try to do that. We call you guys the mentees. Ask your mentor any questions about the building, about classes and teachers, and about going to lunch, school activities, and what it's really like to be. And it's not just today. We'll keep checking on you throughout the first month of school in any way we can.
Hi, this is Dr. Whoa. Sorry, I already talked loud. To the freshmen and the new students, really happy you guys are here. Want to try to use building is very confusing. So the majority of the time today, your mentors will be taking you around, getting you acclimated to the building, find your way. They all know what it's like to come in here and be confused at the beginning of school and like you're going to be embarrassed to get lost. Today is your one and only day to tour the building. So you have a couple of hours to like run through your schedule 7 times, make sure you know what the locker is, make sure classes are, and the best way to get there, and hopefully know. You guys are in high school now, so we expect you to take an active part in this. That means if your mentor texts you during September, please text them back. Let them know, like, I'm doing fine, if you're fine. If they come up to talk to you in the hallway, please blow them off. Just be friendly. It's only through September. Just make sure that everybody. To the parents, we encourage you today to please just let your kids go on their own. You're welcome to leave back at 11:30 or freshmen. If you want out, really want to be with your child for something, that's fine. That encourage them to go off on their own with their mentors. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys directions right now. Listen carefully for how you're going to go from here to get your stipends. So in a few minutes, for disco, I'm going to dismiss you in groups. Go to the gym. It's just down this way. Very close. I'll show you where it is. Once you get to the gym, Your first job is to get your schedule. There are 4 tables. You're gonna find the table for your part of the alphabet by your last name. Get in line, and they will give you your schedule. Attached to the schedule is a little green half sheet. The little green half sheet has the name of your mentor. So when you find the name of your mentor, the mentors are in the gym, they're standing around the outside, lined up by the alphabet. Find the letter for your mentor's last name, not your last name, their last name, and go find them. Once you're with them, they're going to start talking to you. Once you're all there together, then they're going to find your tutor. They're also going to get your Chromebook today, get your student ID today, and just and your lockers. There are also adults in the gym, so if you see anybody with a clipboard like this, like if you're lost or you're wearing shirts like this, you're not sure where to go or what to do in the gym, come find one of us. We can tell you who your mentor is, where to find them, so if you get lost. My last suggestion today is all should have gotten a map of the school, bright green and like white, it's just white, okay? So you should have gotten a map. I would bring a map with you. A lot of kids really find it helpful if you have a pen or pencil and highlighter to like mark your classes as you find them on the map, trace your routes, and write down suggestions. That'll help you not get lost in the steps. Okay, good luck. We're just going over. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
All right, guys, please have a seat. We will be dismissing you very specifically, so please just hold tight. So, as an assistant principal here at Cusco High School, I'd like you just to take a moment and again encourage you to all do your best these next 4 years. There is a lot to think about after today, just in terms of the different clubs and different activities. So you'll get a chance to start again becoming acclimated and hearing about more of those as you move the building. Part of my job is to make sure that all students are safe, attending classes on time, and are able to do their best while here at school. We pride ourselves at the high school on working to maintain an inclusive culture, one based on celebrating the unique contributions of every student. If at any time you experience or witness acts of harassment or intimidation, we encourage you to report those to our office, not 2 weeks later, immediately. The Counseling and Guidance Office is also, again, another resource, as you've heard, for if you feel comfortable to go and talk to your counselor or any other caring adult in the building. Every adult who works in will want you to feel safe and respected, so please let us know if and when any problems arise. So you have heard a common theme this morning of leadership, high expectations, school involvement, and a sense of a unified student body. We have spoken about leadership opportunities, academic excellence, the promotion of the Cusco High School academic environment. Our student government president explained how important it is to get involved in school activities and events. As ninth graders, we are very excited to have our high school mentoring program back. And again, you will meet a variety of them. There are over 100 of them. So my wish for all of you is to, again, have a great first year in our building, one filled with amazing accomplishments and experiences. So we want you to obviously enjoy the last few days of your summer. We know how valuable this time is. We are about to conclude, so what I'm going to do first, for parents in particular, I'm going to put up our first QR code as I start dismissing. And so parents, you are obviously welcome to use your cell phone. In the QR code, it'll bring you to a form to fill out specifically to get access to School Tool for Parent Portal. Students, please listen as I start dismissing you. Parents, I will transition to the second slide in a few seconds. Students on my left, your right. So this entire side of our auditorium here. If you would exit out the back, the students, you are encouraged to head straight to the gymnasium, and then parents just still stay seated if you want access to the second QR code. Everybody else, please stay seated. You can use the back doors as well, just so you don't all get clustered in that one. Students in the middle, when I do dismiss you, I am going to encourage you to head straight out the back doors, just so again, you don't get clustered at that side exit. Students in our middle section, if you will please stand up, you can head out the back doors and that door meets you. Parents, I will now transition to the second floor, and then both of you. Students in the right section, please stay. Again, no one will have the advantage over you, you're all starting at the same time. All right, our students over on my far right, your left, you are also welcome to have a back. Is ready to parents, once the students are all dismissed, we can send back to let's go.